Hi, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World, and I had some stuff to do, but I had to stop for a second to make a remark about something that I saw in the media, and I think that it's a good teaching learning point in terms of helping all of us understand how to be the best that we can be. Floyd Mayweather, the great fighter that he is, the big money man that he is, recently told Stephen A. Smith that he was better than Muhammad Ali, and he explained why, and his reasons made sense. He talked about the rope a dope and how he'd never let another man just beat up on him the way Ali let Foreman beat him up and tire himself out. And he talked about some other things, and basically the conclusion was, I'm the greatest, and I am solely the greatest, and that is it. And I saw this and I thought it was interesting. Mayweather's known for kind of saying things that are outrageous, and that's a marketing strategy for him. He does it very well. He goes with the Money Mayweather brand, which is why he goes out of his way to really show, the excessive materialism that he has. He'll say, "I threw $100,000 away at the strip club," or "I have a mouthpiece that's worth $25,000," or "I have three or four Maybachs and Bentleys and all this stuff." And for him, that's part of the brand. And then what he does is he goes in the ring like the expert tactician that he is, and he takes down his opponents systematically one by one. God bless him. I think that's wonderful. But here's where I got to go with this Ali thing, and this is something I need Mayweather to understand. Here's the reason why you're not only are you not greater than Muhammad Ali, but you're not even greater than Manny Pacquiao. And let me tell you why you're not. You'll probably beat Pacquiao in the ring. In pound for pound, you might be as good in the ring as Muhammad Ali. But one of the things that these two guys understand, which I don't think Mayweather will ever get, is the greatness of an athlete, the greatness of a fighter, the greatness of a black man, the greatness of a human being goes far beyond what you do when you're out working for massa out in the ring. And I take that the massa part out. That was kind of mean. But the point is that you're very good at what you're supposed to do. You're a very good boxer, but that's all you are. And that's what you have to understand. You see, Manny Pacquiao is not just a great fighter who makes a lot of money. Manny Pacquiao understands his role in the community and in the world when it comes to using his power, his reach, his ability, his access, his influence, his money to elevate other human beings. Back in his home country, he supports lots and lots of families. He fights for his community. If I'm not mistaken, he's run for elected office. He understands that boxing is a tool and a vessel and a vehicle for the betterment of the lives of the people that he loves and that he cares about. Floyd Mayweather, unfortunately, has really been brainwashed and trained. He says, I'll never be brainwashed into believing that Ali's better than me, but you've certainly been brainwashed to embrace the kind of coonery that the white man sells to black men to make us think that all we are meant to be is a sideshow, that all we're meant to be is entertainment, that all we're meant to do is to be big bad brutes to go out and beat each other up for money and get paid for that. Well, I mean, in that category, you're absolutely the best. But understand, I mean, a lot of things that you do, brother, are just kind of ignorant. I mean, you've got a whole community where you got black men out here being shot down the street by police. You got black men are the most incarcerated group of human beings on the planet. Nobody gets sent to prison more than black people do. Black people lead the way when it comes to poverty. We lead the way when it comes to educational inequality. There are so many things that Floyd Mayweather's power and wealth and access could do that could help millions and millions of people. And that's something that doesn't even appear to be on his radar screen. I'm sure he takes care of his clique around him. But outside of that, you don't really see Floyd Mayweather taking the forefront on anything other than, I'm going to go knock a nigga out. That's pretty much what Floyd Mayweather has been trained to do. So, brother, you really have been brainwashed. Maybe not when it comes to boxing. Boxing, you are absolutely brilliant, but when it comes to actually fighting for something greater than yourself, you failed that test miserably. I mean, horribly. If you want to know why Ali is the greatest, and this came up when Ali went up against Michael Jordan for the greatest athlete of the 20th century. When they had that vote, there was no contest between Ali and Jordan. Because Michael Jordan could never be what Ali was. He would never want to be what Ali was. Floyd Mayweather can't be what Ali was. The reason Ali was the greatest was because Ali understood that he was a vessel for God. He was a vessel for the upliftment of everyone, for all of humanity, for all of black people. If you look at Ali's life, and I encourage Mayweather to study his life, not in the ring, study his life outside the ring. Muhammad Ali understood, even back when he was in Louisville, Kentucky. He's actually a second cousin of mine, by the way. I'm from Louisville, and Ali's related to me by marriage. I believe his cousin married my auntie or something like that. So there's a little bit of a connection. I've always loved this man. I looked to this man for inspiration. When he was talking about, I'm fighting and doing this for the babies, for the future, I was one of those babies. When I go through something difficult, something hard, hard, I read about Ali's life and the battles he fought in his life, and I say, man, if he can overcome this in 1965, 1968, I can overcome this in 2012, 2013, 2014, right? And so the thing is, Ali did just do that for me. He did that for millions of people. Go back to Ali's life. Ali, of course, he was the greatest fighter, the youngest heavyweight champ, and all that. I mean, in the ring, he was special. He was very special. But Ali understood. Look, when I step out of this ring, people are watching me. Kids are looking up to me. My community needs me. He took a stand on something that he didn't have to take a stand on. Floyd Mayweather would never do that. Floyd Mayweather would never in a million years take a righteous stand on any issue that did not involve putting money in his bank account and buying him another Bentley. That makes you a little bit of a money addict. You are a slave to the dollar bill. That's it. You take the money out of Mayweather and there is nothing left. There is nothing left. But you take Ali out of the ring and you still have a great man. You still have one of the greatest diplomats in all of human history, one of the greatest prophets of all time, one of the most amazing black men ever. Look, Ali lost the peak of his career taking a stand on an issue that he did not have to stand up on. He stood up to the white man on the Vietnam War and said, Viet Cong ain't never called me nigga. And this was in the 1960s where you can get killed for that type of stuff. Floyd Mayweather would never do that. Muhammad Ali stood next to Malcolm X in the Nation of Islam and said, right after he won that title, and said, I'm a black Muslim. Black people need me. I love my people. And he embraced his people. He didn't run away from his own people to embrace coonery and to say, oh, but at least I got money. I'm going to go out and throw money over all of y'all and let y'all know how I'm better than you because I'm driving a Bentley and you're not. He didn't do that. Ali would come to town and the kids would chase him and he would play with the kids and he would embrace people in the barbershop and he would empower people. He gave people a degree of inspiration, courage, love, and power that they had never felt before. That's what I call Jesus power. I call that Jesus power because, again, I don't even go to church, but this is a good analogy. Jesus, if you look at the image of what Jesus is supposed to represent when he's at his most powerful. I don't want to get into the debate over the white man's Jesus or the black man's Jesus. He can be white or black. I don't care. I don't want to get into the debate over what Jesus really did or didn't do. But here's the image, which I like about this image, actually. Jesus power to me is, there's two types, at least a couple types of power. There's the kind of power where you tell people how your life is so much better than theirs. Look at the private, like the Jay-Z and Kanye West song. Look at the private jets flying over you. Okay, so I'm in a private jet, but you ain't gonna be in one because you ain't shit. I'm special. That's what you're kind of saying. Watch the throne. Look at me in the throne. Look at how special I am. Look at my car I got. Look at the woman on my arm. Look at the house I'm living in. It becomes like a little bit like the Hunger Games, that movie where you have a couple people that are doing really well. Everybody else's life sucks, and these two people are being held up as some sort of beacon of hope because they're doing so well, and everybody else's life sucks. Well, I mean, Floyd, nobody's impressed when you sprinkling money in the air and showing people how much money you got. We know you got money. We know you got private jets. That's not impressive anymore. That's one type of power. The other kind of power is when you say, "Yeah, I'm a great man. I'm very confident. I can do great things in this world." That's what Ali did. Ali was every bit as cocky as Mayweather could ever be. In fact, Mayweather learned his style from Ali, both in the ring and outside the ring. But Ali also said, not only am I great, but we can all be great. Our whole community can be great. I'm taking all of Africa with me when I go to greatness. I'm taking every black person on the planet with me when I go to greatness. When he went to fight George Foreman in the continent of Africa, Muhammad Ali went there with a mission to embrace all the people on the continent of Africa. He went out when Foreman was out there doing the Floyd Mayweather thing. Foreman was a little different from Mayweather. He didn't brag about the money he had, but he did have the fancy cars and all this stuff. He kind of had this elitism about him. He didn't want to get near the people because he was better than those people. Apparently, I guess I don't know if that's what he felt or if that's what people told him. But Ali embraced the people. He would go out running. The little kids would be following behind him. By the time he got to the ring, everybody loved Ali so much more than they could ever love George Foreman because Ali said, I'm going to win this for everyone, all black people around the world. He said, I'm carrying all these people with me when I go into that ring. And I think about that, and it really affects me emotionally. As you can tell, I'm almost crying because his greatness was my greatness. When he went out there and I am so sorry. As you can tell, I'm not pretending. I didn't plan on being emotional. Okay, let me gather myself here. When Ali took on the power structure, and when Ali went out into that ring and said, "I can do the impossible, and I'm gonna take you with me," when I see that, I feel like I can do anything too. And and the thing is, Floyd Mayweather, you can't compete with that, man. You'll never know what that means. You'll never be at that level. You'll never be that type of man. You're a great man. You're a great fighter. You're gonna make a lot of money. God bless you for that. But don't you touch Muhammad Ali, because you ain't got nothing on him. You will never in 1,000 years even begin to understand what Muhammad Ali did for this world. So I think you should probably keep his name out of your mouth, because you're not prepared to really educate, talk about him in an intelligent way. Just go do your thing, do what you do best. Go out and flaunt how much money you got, go win your fights, go make your money, and please shut up at that point, because you've been talking for 10 years and it's kind of getting on my nerves a little bit. And I'm not mad about it. I mean, Floyd can do his thing, but you'll never understand why Muhammad Ali is greater than you could ever be. There's simply no comparison right there. So that's all I want to say. I did not expect to have that reaction, but as you know, I try to keep it real and honest with you. Um, I want to encourage people to really go study Muhammad Ali's life and what he did and how he overcame some of the things he went through, because I think that'll give you the inspiration to deal with the battles that you're fighting in your life. Because I know sometimes it's hard. I know for a black man it's really hard out here. But the thing is, you can do it. Because you're the greatest. You come from some of the greatest stock in the history of all mankind, and don't let anybody tell you different. So I'm gonna hang up before I just break down, because I really didn't think I was gonna have that reaction. But by the way, just so you know, I hope we have our new film Resurrecting Black Wall Street, which is coming out. Everyone seems to enjoy what they've seen so far. It's all about the Black Wall Street massacre in 1921, as well as how we can resurrect the economic principles that led to the development of one of the greatest economic creations in all of Black history. You can check out the film at resurrectingblackwallstreet.com. That's resurrectingblackwallstreet.com. Resurrecting spelled RESURRECTING. So that's one S and two R's, if I don't get that wrong. Anyway, I'm about to hang up, because I might have embarrassed myself right here. But thank you guys for watching, and God bless you. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World. Please take care. God bless. I'm gone. Peace.